I never had a toy as a child.
Ruth Simmons was the youngest of 12, born to sharecroppers in Grapeland, north of Houston. Lunch every day was
a biscuit in a bucket with syrup poured over it. With 12 children, you never got a lot to eat.
But her life changed when she was old enough to go to school.
It's the first time in my life, in a crowded household, there was actually a desk for me.
That love for education stayed with her when her family moved to Houston and her mother died. And that's when her teachers at Fifth Ward's Wheatley High School stepped in.
I was truly sort of racked by grief. And I was for about 10 years thereafter, actually. That was a moment when my drama teacher came into my life.
Her teachers pushed her to go to a historically black college, Dillard in New Orleans. They even gave her money and
took me to their houses and went into their closets and found clothes for me to pack to go off to college.
She spent a year at Wellesley, an elite women's college in Massachusetts. It felt alien, she says, coming from a family where her dad and brothers ruled the house.
And here I am in this environment with women who believe they can do anything. It was bizarre.
She never looked back, going to France as a Fulbright scholar, getting her master's and PhD at Harvard. And she was hired at Princeton, where she recruited more black professors and staff.
Princeton gave me an enormous amount of self-confidence about my ideas, about what I could achieve. So I wanted to bring scholars to Princeton to demonstrate that African Americans were every bit as smart.
Then Smith, another upper-crust women's college, hired her as their president, the first black woman ever. She spent 6 years there before making history again, when Brown, an Ivy League university, offered her their presidency. But she was apprehensive.
And I've always been very leery about the efforts to pretend inclusion and diversity. You're picking somebody who was born in that shack, who grew up next to the railroad tracks, who went to a black college, and you're saying that's the best person to be president of an Ivy League college. Are you sure you want to say that?
After 10 years and more than $1 billion in fundraising, she retired to Texas, and that's when Prairie View came calling. She wants to give students at this HBCU as much as the Ivy Leagues could.
What kind of grounding can we give them that will allow them to have a long and successful career, that will allow them to have confidence in themselves, that will allow them to stand alongside anybody in the world and feel that they matter and that they are equal?
She's already getting some major help. Mackenzie Scott, ex-wife of Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, just gave PV $50 million, nearly doubling their endowment. Simmons couldn't believe it when she got the call.
I thought, oh no, I have misunderstood what they said. They probably said 15 million, and I'm thinking it's 50. So I composed myself and I said, would you just repeat what you said? And then she said 50. It was a surprise beyond any probably I've ever had in my professional life. Here's the thing that impresses me about this. Her teacher was Toni Morrison at Princeton. And I like to think that Mackenzie Scott is who she is because she had the advantage of having the kind of education I was describing earlier. Difference came into her life as a student. Seeing that difference makes a difference.
Melanie Lawson, 13 Eyewitness News.